From the heart of the Cape, this is Barnstable Today for Tuesday, October 21st. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford.
With a special election coming up in just over a week, the Town Council gets confirmation on the logistics. That's our top story. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
At the latest session of the Town Council, Town Clerk Linda Hutchenrider and Town Attorney Ruth Weil offered their perspectives on the recall election coming up on the 30th.
Seeing no one, we'll move on to, we don't have minutes this evening. Communication from elected officials. Go ahead, Councilor Monifo.
Thank you, Madam President. This week I did receive a call in regards to the location of the upcoming special election. And it was pointed out to me that they felt as though that it wasn't going to be it doesn't hold up to the present charter, which reads, the recall election for any officer elected by precinct shall only be held in that precinct the officer represents. And because of the way this district is constructed, there are no public buildings within that, and it creates a hardship, but yet it's clearly, in my opinion at least, says that we need to do a certain thing. That's impossible. And so through you, Madam President, I'd like to ask the town clerk just how we're dealing with this, and just so that it's open before everybody so that they can understand that the other sections of the charter have been upheld, but this section here, we're doing the best to work with it.
Yes, it does say that. Again, that is another language issue that I have with the charter. But basically, it is only being held in that precinct. Only people within Precinct 6 can vote. The polling location is different. The polling location is to be held within the precinct, if it's possible, if not at a convenient location to that. As we all know, Precinct 6 has no facility within the confines of the boundaries of that precinct. So therefore, as in the past, we have had to look and seek other alternatives.
Madam President, through you, could I ask for an opinion of the town attorney?
Good evening. Nice to see everybody. I concur heartily with the town clerk's interpretation. This issue brings up several tenets of statutory construction, and because we have a long meeting, I won't bore you, but several points. Under Chapter 54, Section 24, the state election law, it is indicated that if there's no convenient location within the precinct, you choose a location in an adjacent precinct. And the location chosen for both the special election on October 30th and for the general election on November 4th are both within adjacent precincts. Neither in the precinct, but both are in precincts adjacent to Precinct 6. The only other interpretation you could give that section is that the counselor from Precinct 6 can't be recalled because you can't find an adequate location. You know, some of us might concur with that result, but you try to give the document legislative meaning, and I think you can easily do that by scheduling the meeting, the special election in the adjacent precinct, as has been done. And I think in this regard, I would recommend that this group move to reaffirm the location for the October 30th recall election, because under Section 54, paragraph 24, it is a vote of the town council to designate a polling place outside the precinct. So if you can indulge me and you would reaffirm that vote that was taken, I would appreciate it.
Madam President, I'd like to move a motion to reaffirm the polling location to the Marston's Mills Elementary School.
It's actually the Horseman Charter School.
Horseman Charter School. On October 30th.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Of the amendment?
No.
What are we voting on?
Yeah, there's still an amendment.
I mean, I went by Councilor Monifo's wording,
I think,
and his wording included a date, and I simply amended the
okay,
date.
all those in favor of the amendment?
Object.
No,
it's out of
just,
order. We don't have. It's not on the. We can't address it. We can't. We can't issue. We can't consider it.
Rather than getting involved in a procedural morass, I would just recommend voting on the amendment and then taking the main motion.
But what if it passed? Right.
we have further discussion?
It can't. It's out of order.
So, with all that in mind, all those in favor of the amendment? Okay, opposed? Okay, it doesn't pass. Now, any further discussion on the,
Move the question.
okay, we've got a move the question. Anybody object? All those in favor? Opposed? Let's do that again. All those in favor? All right, and opposed, and one abstention. So, 10 and 1.
The Hummingbird has officially landed in the town park at 725 Main Street in Hyannis.
Artist Donald Girollo oversaw the installation of his large piece of art yesterday.
A quick synopsis, you made your way from New York City up to New England. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Actually, from New York City to Pennsylvania, where we built these pieces for 10 years, kind of dropped out like Peter Max, and you have to do that sometimes just to be isolated. We had the funding to do these. We did 100 pieces, and then we moved up to Providence, Rhode Island, and we got in historic Slater Mill, just a whole group of credentialed places. In this business, you have to like hit the top or you don't go anywhere. Centerpiece of Rhode Island Flower and Garden Show, and Springfield Museum, Dr. Seuss, Highland Center, 3 major pieces this year, Barnstable Art Association, and then the Hummingbird, which is launching the public art program in Hyannis, and it's the first of hopefully 3 that we'll have installed by next summer. This is the little baby one. It's about 22 feet high, New England weather vane, and the other 2 are just beautiful wind machines.
What the reaction do you hope you get from people going by this piece?
Oh, it's the reaction to everything that I do is just wonderful. I mean, if you're at the Rhode Island Flower and Garden Show, like old ladies, and they were going like this, and kids were going, yeah, and it's like, I mean, people love these things. The problem is that you don't see these things, and generally when you think of modern art, you think of a steel beam and another steel beam and pink and red and things that Picasso did, and some of them were very controversial, and conservative towns like the Cape don't like that kind of stuff. And I'm not doing... my work is conservative. It's lovely, it's architectural, it belongs in gardens, it's not outrageous, and that's why the Cape, I think, likes me.
Why a hummingbird? Do you have a thing for hummingbirds?
No. It's just it's a weather vane, and it's a very bird-like, wonderful form, you know. And I understand that you just discovered one in Dennis this year, the first hummingbird. So this is the world's biggest tiny hummingbird.
The land at 725 Main Street has also been used for a phytoremediation project undertaken by the town of Barnstable in association with graduate students from Harvard.
And maybe we could find some meteorology students to help us out with the weather picture, which, by the way, is not looking too good in the short term. Tonight, showers likely with lows in the mid-40s. Then tomorrow, we expect more showers along with windy and cold conditions. Northwest winds at about 15 to 25 with some gusts to 35, and temperatures locked into the upper 40s.
As far as the meeting picture here in town, this evening it's the school committee in the town hall hearing room at 7. And also at 7 o'clock, the Barnstable Historical Commission gets underway in the school administration building. Tomorrow we have the Old Kings Highway at 7 in the evening over at the West Barnstable Community Building, and the Charter Commission in the first of 2 meetings this week getting underway at 7 in the Selectmen's Conference Room.
And a quick traffic heads up from the DPW. It could get a bit dicey traveling along Pleasant Street tonight and early tomorrow morning as crews work on repairing a 6-inch water gate. That work expected to start at about 9:30 tonight and wrap up tomorrow morning. Motorists being asked to find alternate routes.
And flu season is with us once again, and the town's health department is running a flu shot clinic tomorrow morning at the St. George Greek Orthodox Church on Route 28 in Centerville. It runs from 10 until 1. It is for Barnstable residents only, and the charge is $3. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Mumford.